Okay. Yes, yes, Ram.
Purity and clarity and purity.
Hmm.
So many of us kind of study Vedanta in our own way.
Right.
Direct path, some of them through other like the Vicharas.
Yeah.
So we have an understanding of what it is. So now the question of practice, how to prove it. So then what happens next? That's the thing we are all seeing. So it is there is one path is you have to take some practices consistently, and then getting the purity of the mind, and then train your mind to kind of see the truth in a real way. So that is a progress, it's a progression that takes place. First is you have that clarity of mind, and you kind of wait for that thing to appear to you, become real to you. So is there how important is that you do proactive steps on a daily basis to on the period how the period of mind? How important what?
So basically, your question is about purity and clarity, a progress in spiritual life. See, if you the person who has taught the direct path, Ramana Maharshi. So Ramana Maharshi says self-enquiry is a direct path. In fact, self-enquiry is the only direct path. Okay, it is like the final step. But Ramana Maharshi also puts a disclaimer there in any of Ramana Maharshi. This is for mature seekers, mature souls. He'll say, put a disclaimer, right? Okay, he says a direct path and only path. But then he'll say mature. He doesn't define the mature seekers. Who they are, he doesn't define. Okay, he doesn't define that, right? So that's why he leaves it that. But if you ask me, self-enquiry is the only path and direct path, final path. But question is whether everybody will get a benefit of that. And to get a benefit of that, what is to be done? So let each of us, different people come to spiritual path based on their past karma. What you call as destiny. It's not that we choose. Okay, it's not that I chose this. It's not that you chose this. It got chosen. That's all. Right? Who are we to choose? It's all unconsciously we are getting dragged. Right? We are chosen. In a sense, some way. Chosen by who are unseen hand, unseen destiny guides. That's all I can say. Otherwise, there's no way I can be talking what I'm talking today. Right? Logically, conceptually, I don't have any background to do this. Right? It is in the sense it happens, I can say. Why it happens in a way, Vedic literature says this thing. In ancient India, we had a well-developed system of maturity of transmission of spirituality. It's very well mature. So when rest of the world's countries in the world are still in the caves, in our country we had established system of transmission of education. So this system of transmission is called Gurukula. And the syllabus there, Gurukula, is knowledge of Brahman. Right? And Gurukula, the life you lead is called Brahmacharya. What do you mean of Brahmacharya? No? A life suited for realizing God. Brahman Charita Manasa. So that means an early part of education is about God. Spirituality. Okay? But of course, they did some rituals and all. That's rituals and all is to train their mind, bring discipline. But also spirituality was a sort of early part of life. Seed was sown very early, maybe up to 6 or 7. Right? And they were given, before they joined Gurukula, they had to go through a Gayatri Mantra initiation. So Gayatri Mantra initiation is called Brahmopadesha. Understand? The word is called Brahmopadesha. That means in Gayatri Mantra initiation, he is told you are Brahman. At the age of a kid of 7, he is told you are Brahman. Okay, that's called Brahmopadesha. Today they don't do it. Yeah. Okay, so then to realize Brahman, the child is told, the day one, you have to do Surya Upasana, Gayatri Upasana. Upasana is meditation. Okay, then you have to join Gurukula. Gayatri Upadesha was an entry criteria for a Gurukula. Why is that so? Because before you join something, what am I going to get out of that? Like if I am to join, what I'm going to get? So the Gurukula was well understood that you are getting into Brahman. That's why you have to Gayatri Upadesha. Otherwise, somebody comes and says, oh, Gurukula, why I am joining? I don't know. So entry grade is Guru. And life there is called Brahmacharya. Okay. That means Tattvamasi is taught before you join Gurukula, not after. But he is not taught how. Why? You are Brahman. So why you are Brahman? You learn Gurukula. Okay. So in Gurukula, first thing which they do is they give lot of service, karma yoga, selfless service. Okay. Cleaning the floor, cleaning the ashram. Karma yoga was taught as a primary requirement. Purification. So karma yoga, king's son will come. The merchant son will come. Now all of them are the kings there are place. Here they have to do floor cleaning. So what happens? The karma yoga does lot of ego brushes that ego. So then everyday rituals are there. Get up at 3:30 in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning, do this, brings a discipline. Karma yoga, discipline. Then next thing is go and bhiksha. Bhavati bhikshandi, go and ask for bhiksha. That means your education you have to finance. How? Begging. So that guy is told that your education is based on donation from society. You are indebted to society. You have to pay back. So that concept of lokahita, karma yoga, discipline was built in Gurukula. Of course, they learned Dhanurveda, fighting, Ayurveda, many subjects which are required life. So a well-balanced education, a spiritual and secular education given. So the Vedic system I am saying about, involves a karma kanda. Karma kanda means some rituals. So then karma yoga. Yadna is rituals, but yadna is a service. Yadna, karma yoga. So then Vedic system progresses that into upasana, meditation. Now upasana here, meditation is a very special type of upasana. The upasana is visualization of the truth. The truth you have to visualize. Okay, not the type of meditation today we do in the teach, right? It's like observe your breath and all. There's nothing there. It's just to calm the mind. So the upasana is a way your concepts of yourself and the world is modified. Okay, so now upasana works at the karma yoga upasana. They work at the lower mind. We have called manas, buddhi, ahankara, chitta. Manas is the lower mind. Buddhi is the intellect. So the lower mind is purified first through karma yoga and upasana. It is deep purification happens there. It's really done, upasana done properly. Intense purification happens. Okay, what happens in intense purification is that reactiveness of the mind goes. Reactivity. The mind, impulsive action goes. So the actions are more conscious, deliberate. So impulsiveness goes. Even before he goes to Dhyana, he has developed Sthitaprajna, enlightened qualities very much. See, the qualities of enlightened is not that what he gets after that. The qualities of enlightened are developed in this process itself. Karma yoga. Karma yoga means action without doership. Practically, action without attachment to result. These are nothing but qualities of Sthitaprajna only. Yeah. But they are put in stages. Okay. Even before you become Dhyana, you are already mature enough to receive Dhyana. You are already there almost. It's not that you are getting there. Understand? So he is taught yoga, physical yoga, where he understands the biology. See, yoga is not just exercise. Yogis understand internal working of the whole system. Chakras, nadis, mind. So he has a very deep understanding. Body is not a black box for him. Body is a white box. Okay, it's he understands the engineering of the body. He's understanding engineering of the mind. And he's already applied through karma yoga. He has already done upasana. So upasana purifies his mental programs, reactive programs.
But he said upasana is very different from meditation.
No. Meditation, what is taught today? Meditation as popularly known, observe your breath. Okay, observe your sensation. It's a neutrality. It's being sakshi, witness. Upasana is not witness. Upasana is modifying the mind, purifying the mind. Okay. That's a science itself. Okay. Right? Upasana is a science I'll discuss later. So what happens is that upasana is taught. Karma yoga is taught. Upasana is actually Surya upasana, Gayatri upasana. Oh. So that's a process of upasana, but not taught properly today. In ancient times, it was taught properly. So because of this well-established Gurukula system, we were able to produce large number of enlightened beings much more easily. Okay. It's not the enlightened production of enlightened being is not a rare event. In any other part of the world, it's an accident. Okay. In India, it was a system. Okay. Can enlightenment be produced? Yes, it can be produced. So it's like asking, can IIT produce geniuses? Yes, IIT is a system where probability of getting a genius becomes more. Understand? It's not that everybody who goes through IIT doesn't become genius. But because of the system, the genius, sir, the probability of finding a genius in out of 100, in the society is 1 out of 100, in IIT maybe 1 in 10. Means probability increases. So in India created a system of education where probability of enlightenment just increased. Okay. That's how it was. Over a period of time, it collapsed because of various reasons, wars, because of disturbance. So then what happened? This enlightenment spiritual knowledge became domain of exclusive, became domain of monks. Okay, then became accident also. Somebody becomes accidentally genius. Like that it happened. So a lot of vague understanding, all those things developed. So Buddha came. There are various reformers came on the way. And many of them did their bit too. And everywhere there was, when they do something, it will go up to certain level. And after that, it deteriorate also. Because the systems are, any system which you do, vulnerabilities over a period of time, the terminologies, the language they use will not be understandable next generation. Right? See, it's like the communication from one generation to 10,000 years down the line, it can be very, very complex. So the language, terminologies get lost. And what the original teaching, what he spoke, nobody knows. Somebody will listen to that, somebody will record that, ultimately get corrupted. So that's what happens in any of the masters. So that's why it comes up, goes up for some time, then goes down. Basically, the teaching, a direct teaching, a clear teaching will be missed out because when it goes from one generation to another, it got deteriorated. So that's why we built some systems also. Systems called what they call as one generation to other generation. They call as tradition. Sampradaya. Sampradaya is teaching from one generation to other generation. This is the way you ought to go. But that also became very rigid. It became rigid because the flexibility and fluidity which is required of an enlightened mind is not there. But this, they did preserve the knowledge. Like that.
Philosophy is lost, but ritual.
Even teaching methodology is there. But what happens is it becomes very, very rigid. Very rigid. Okay. Very restrictive. A fluidity of an enlightened mind is missing. So somewhere somebody will come and rejuvenate it. After some time, it will go up, somewhere again down. Ultimately, it requires to transmit enlightenment one mind to one generation to other generation. It requires another enlightened mind. Right? It's like Jyot se Jyot jagao. So I typically give an example of Corona. Corona virus came. Okay, Corona requires human carrier to transmit to others. Otherwise, you don't transmit. Nana is also like a virus. Somebody you have to catch cold. Corona, you catch cold from somebody. So Nana also you have to catch from somebody. Otherwise, it won't work.
Exactly.
Right. So that what happens now in the absence of Sadhanis, what they did, they made a courier package. So this Nana, you take it, but doesn't catch. The fire doesn't catch.
So much you can.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you look at Vedic system, if you look at it, basic first thing is taught is Tattvamasi. First thing, even before you join school, Tattvamasi is taught. You are that. Then you told, okay, you have to develop it. Karma yoga do, seva you do, yadna you do. Yadna is service. You beg from the society and give back to society. Service. Okay. Then you do rituals. Rituals is to inculcate discipline. On this day, this time, you have to get up and do this. The discipline life. Karma yoga, it matures the soul. Yeah. And that soul, mature soul, not necessarily enlightened, but he is very sattvic or rajasic also. Even kings also, they have that. What you call Raja. I'm a king, but I have developed qualities of non-reactiveness. Okay. I'm saying they're almost there, not necessarily there. So it prepares a person before. That's why I say, the way system was designed, the qualities of a Sthitaprajna were imbibed in various stages, in a very systematic way, without knowing that this is the quality. So that way I say, they are called sadhakas in today's language. Earlier they are called brahmacharis. Okay. So those brahmacharis got the qualities of an enlightened one without knowing it. Not that they are perfect. They'll fall back and all. But they're much better than they're self-aware, they're service-oriented, all those things compared to an uneducated man. So that's where I say a sadhaka what he attains the quality of Sthita Prajna with effort becomes effortless in Sthita Prajna. It's just that it is not that nothing else happens. Right? It's like somebody who is learning driving will drive with difficulty. Okay, he's able to drive, but somewhere he hits, somewhere accident will happen. But he is learning with difficulty. This is called sadhaka. But after professional drive, after he becomes a professional, he will drive smoothly in the. So different between enlightened and sadhaka in early days was
It's a level of training.
level of training. Okay, you are trained to level up. You are trained to a level where almost like Sthita Prajna, you are not become. Some Adnana is not gone, but you are already there practically by and large. So that person is called mature seeker in early days. That's what Ramana Maharshi refers as mature seeker.
So, modern life, since that foundation is not there, we just have to replicate it outside that.
See, every generation, every modern life, that foundation is not there. Naturally, the system of education has collapsed. System of spiritual education has collapsed. Unfortunately, most of us don't get that system of education. So whatever we are having today is the rudiments of cultural foundations, right? Some puja, some Shiva, some Ganesha, some Purana, and some our great ancestors did something. We get a cultural treatment, I say. That's what motivates us. We don't get a formula. So we are groping in the dark. What exactly is the path? So that's where we have to design a system suited for modern life. And that's what exactly any Gnani does. He will come. Nobody can discover anything new. It's all same old stuff. Okay. Only thing is they will try to fit into that particular generation, cultural context. The terminology will become outdated. Okay. So then you'll have to refurbish the terminology. In one time, the terminology will be like Maya. Okay. Maya, if you today say Maya, people don't understand. I'll say, so we are goggle. Virtual reality goggle. That is a Maya. I call it Maya. Your body is we are goggle. That's all. So Maya means Yama iti Maya. What is not there appears to be there. Yama iti Maya. Yama means what is not there. Yama iti Maya. What is not there appears to be there. Virtual reality. What is not there is called virtual. Reality means appears to be there. So if the terminology is used as virtual reality, people will understand better. If you use the Maya will happen. This guy will get another confusion. What is Maya? That Maya itself becomes a big Maya for him. So what happens is that terminologies, concepts which are not understood becomes another block. So is there a way of solving the problem? I don't know. What I find is a solution, I give it to people. This is what it is. Did I answer your question? Okay. So your question is, many people today come to Jnana directly. Obviously, it's easy. Jnana is very easy. So now with the information explosion, okay, you open up any text, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, Vedanta, Upanishad, available in abundance. Okay, it was not available in earlier days. So it's available in abundance. Okay. Now he'll understand also. And most of you, I've understood everything Vedanta, but it's intellectual knowledge. No, it's not, I'm not realized. Knowledge is only intellectual only. Otherwise, realization is not happening because lower level purification has not happened. Chitta Shuddhi has not happened. Understand?
Yes.
Many people will come today. I've read all Upanishads, I've attended all satsangs. I've understood intellectual very clearly, but I have not realized. What is there to realize? Intellect only can understand. Okay, what is there to realize? Your reactions, your emotional disturbance, which is lower level, is not handled. The purity of heart, I say mind, purity of the mind, and clarity of the intellect is called totality. This is my opinion. This is my package deal. So now it has to go in sequentially like in Gurukula. No, it's not possible. Today, modern is not. So you have to do both together, little bit, you have to do. Because today, whatever is possible, you have to do. It's not, we can't bring the Gurukula system back again. So in the modern day, how to repackage this in the way tidbits so that you can do it. That's why I call it Atma no mokshatam jagadaya. You make your living, earn your job, earn whatever is required. Then Atma no moksha means self-enquiry, self-realization. You spend some time. Jagadaya, you do some service. Service concept I am bringing Karma Yoga. This is how it's working. So does it answer your question?
Yeah, it does.
my very simple view. Okay. No background in anything. Right? No ritual, no religion, no thing, I know nothing. Okay. Only whatever you hear from grandparents, stories and all. That's about it. So here is the view.
Here is?
I'll tell you the view, my view.
Oh, okay, okay.
Right now,
Mhm.
in this moment, any moment. I don't know how thoughts come. They arise.
Correct.
And in this moment.
Correct.
When they arise, there is a sense of past, future. There is a sense of this being me.
Doorship.
There is a sense of thinker,
Yeah.
doership.
Yeah.
There is a sense of a world. There is a sense that this is real, not real, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Along with that, there is joy, there is suffering. Right? There are questions, there are answers. When the thoughts don't come, there is nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely.
Correct.
This is my understanding.
Correct.
Now, just seeing this doesn't make the thoughts or their impact go away.
No.
Right? Now, the way I didn't start this, and nor can I end this.
Yes.
Right? Now, the way I look at it is that I'm basically incapable of any practice. Because I see that I didn't start practicing, I am at my stage.
Don't take me mistake. I'm not recommending any practice also.
Right.
I'm saying, in general, this was the process. So, whether self-enquiry requires a practice, doesn't require a practice.
Yeah, so I'll complete, right? So what I know this, however it has come, it will go one day when I die, it will go up, obviously, but what is happening now, once you see this, the yearning as one ages,
Yes.
grows.
Correct.
That it can end.
It can end. Right.
Even before I die.
Correct.
Right? There's nothing I can do. But because whoever is saying I am doing it itself, appearing by itself.
Right. Right.
So that's why I'm saying there's nothing I can
Correct.
Informally to say how did it all start? Okay, people fed words in me, and it got absorbed, and now garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
Right? Now, what I do realize is that listening, authentic experience words does have impact.
Right. Does.
Right. And to me, that is sadhana. What you call manan. Right? Of this, now, I may listen to Nisargadatta or Ramana Maharshi words. Ramana Maharshi, I have to read. Nisargadatta, I can hear.
Correct.
Right? Because
Is it okay.
And I also had access to his recordings. Right? And yes, and so as part of that process, what I see that in life, more and more, their words come and sort of equivalent of self-inquiry happens. Not frequent enough, not whenever needed, happens. So there are no questions. There is only need. And that need is just like that. If I hear words coming from you, for example, authentic experience, it will perhaps expedite the process. And that's it.
Okay. So what you are saying, Nikhil, is that you are not at what stage of life you are. Doing any practice or anything is not relevant to you, or not practical also. Not practical, relevant. But you got benefited from teachings of Nisargadatta Maharaj by listening to his talks, recorded talks, and Ramana Maharshi's talk. This thing perfectly all right. Okay. So Nisargadatta Maharaj, there are three people who are pioneers in this. Nisargadatta Maharaj, Ramana Maharshi, and Atma Krishnan. I don't know if they've heard of him. Okay. These are the three pioneers. And this, what they give is a path of inquiry. They're not giving answers, are not given because there's no answers. There's no answers also. Right? So the path of inquiry, how it works. Okay. So you are saying by listening to somebody's wise words. Ramesh Balsekar was one of the this guys. Ramesh Balsekar, Nisargadatta Maharaj, Ramana Maharshi, and Atma. These are the 4 names which comes to my mind of late. So what you're saying is listening to the words of wisdom opens up something in me. And that's perfectly all right. That's how it is. Okay. That's how it is for him. The spiritual path. Nothing else. And whether you have to do any sadhana or you're listening, any sadhana you have to do, life itself has done a lot of sadhana for you. It's like not like you have gone through life, right? In the sense, life itself has taught to you so many things. For example, when you work in a professional environment, by and large, you will become impersonal. You will be able to handle situations without taking it personal attachment. Somebody comes and shouts at you, you don't take it personally. So that way, life itself has taught to you, right? So that way, it's all right. Now, let us understand what exactly happens when you listen to wisdom, wise words. See, if you look at our system of nervous system, or I call it as just this as a biocomputer, nothing more than a biocomputer. It's a program which are running. Now, these programs are using some variables. What is the variables? Variables are names and forms, images. Okay. This computer is designed for what we call as symbolic processing. It takes some symbol and processes it. Now, this computer brain does not know what is inside and what's outside in that sense. Okay, if I call you donkey, suddenly you feel hurt because donkey in my mind is the real donkey. It's not donkey. Right? The symbols are taken to be reality inside. Symbols, images are taken to be reality inside. If I understand symbols as symbols, then I have no problems. Right? But most of the time, what I get identified symbols, including symbol called me. Right? Me is a symbol, me is the image, and anything else is the image. Now, all this biocomputer is interacting one with the image with the other image. That's all. Reality, nothing is happening. It's image processing in some sort of. Right? But how does this do image processing? It runs based on some programs. Right? Okay. So, for example, somebody calls you donkey. You should get angry. That's a program called anger. It gets triggered. You have absolutely no control over that. Who programmed that? Somewhere some program got downloaded into your head. Understand? So that's the situation we are in. And there is actually a master here called intellect. Finally, everything comes to the intellect for decision making. But intellect also won't think. It will just take the images and just process it. Right? Really, if intelligent is able to discriminate, then it will say, oh, this is just a symbol, don't get angry. But that doesn't happen. Because intellect also will get biased by its images. Me image, self-image. Right? So the question is, the decision maker, who is the intellect? Decision maker is the intellect. How we can be made sure that he is free from these biases. Images, he understands the images. That's the challenge. Image processing you'll do, but when he has to get identified image, you'll do it. When he doesn't want to get identified images, he will not do. That means intellect has to be learn the art of discrimination. What is real? What is unreal? What is satya? What is mithya? Now, intellect is just an instrument. One who is intellect is the consciousness. So the consciousness of intellect is a package. Right? Consciousness by itself can't do anything. It's a consciousness plus intellect has to learn to discriminate what's happening. So that discrimination process is what when we listen to enlightened wisdom, somewhere the discrimination process triggers. That's what gives a benefit. Really, what happens in that talk discussion is these programs will collapse. Programs are unconsciously picked up from society. Okay, and programs are working on these variables called images, symbols. So now, these programs are based on certain assumptions. All our programs are based on certain assumptions. Okay, because our mind doesn't have the ability to verify everything. So he will make certain assumptions, and that assumptions are basis for decision making. The assumptions are not verified. So unverified assumptions, but we take it for granted and we live our life. For example, world is there. World is real. So real. I won't even question the assumption. Then the program related to world will start. I have to get married, I have to have children. All the program will start. A big program will start. Okay. So like that, programs are running. Their programs are biological program. Biological hunger, thirst, sex. These are biological programs. You can't do anything about it. It's just a program. Then there are psychological programs, mental programs. Mental programs is what you learn from the society. Under what situation you have to get angry, under what situation you can't get angry, how you get angry, and we get angry, what to do. So these are programs. And you take them for real. Okay. You don't even question the validity. So what happens in the enlightened talk is that the assumptions behind the programs, assumption behind the decision making is questioned. When assumptions collapse, the decision making, that part of the program collapses. That's what gives us relief. So in reality, a enlightened talk is to question your assumptions and see yourself, these assumptions are invalid or they don't have any truth in that. Then what happens? That assumptions get dropped. Reality doesn't need anything. Reality just basis that. The assumptions, as they start dissolving, we start getting more and more relief in life. The primary assumption here is about the self, me. Me and the world. These are the primary assumptions. I am there, the world is there. And there is a relationship between me and the world in some way. So these are very, very unquestioned assumptions. A enlightened wisdom or enlightened talk questions these on basis you are looking at this. The image, the basis of the model of the world, model of the self. And model of self and model of the world is built on certain assumptions. That assumptions are being questioned, and then that assumption gets shaken. And once that assumption gets shaken, that assumption collapses. When the assumption collapses, the belief collapses. Belief is a deep-rooted thought. When the belief collapses, your behavior changes. Or the thought pattern changes. The computer cannot process the same old data. That's what happens. And what happens is our nervous system gets reconfigured to itself. What we call bioplasticity. Nervous system gets configured to new reality. The old reality was based on certain assumptions. The new reality is based on some assumptions that drop. So that's what starts giving progressive relief. When the final assumption that about the me and the world collapses, that's what we call as enlightenment or liberation at that point. Otherwise, liberation is not something to attain. Liberation is what you are. Enlightenment is a progressively this assumptions get dropped in some way. And how you touch those assumptions, how you catch hold of the assumptions, how you pluck out those assumptions is the skill of the teacher, master. He will catch hold of it. Okay. So we take for some things for granted. He'll point out something which is granted. Right? Is it true? That opens up. So now this is a process of mind inquiring assumptions. Mind itself has to inquire. Nobody else can inquire about assumptions. Finding assumptions are invalid. In the process, mind is digging grave for itself. Finally, there's no mind. Because mind is based on certain assumptions. And all assumptions are invalid. All assumptions and model is built around that assumptions. So when mind starts questioning those assumptions get uncovered. And how can mind question itself? Naturally, mind cannot question itself. The mind can question itself under the light of another mind, which is past that stage. It's like a blind man cannot light another blind. So mind is blind. So mind seeks the light of a wisdom where somebody sees the assumptions which you have and can question. So this is called enquiry. Self-enquiry is typically done in the presence of a realized master. That will give a lot of benefit. Whether it's Nisargadatta Maharaj went to his master, what's his name? Siddharameshwar Maharaj. Okay, Ramesh Balsekar went to Nisargadatta Maharaj. So what happens is in the presence of master, these assumptions get exposed. And that's called aha moment. And that aha moment dissolves the mind. Am I clear? Am I making clear?
It will take time.
Yeah.
So.
Right. So this is how it happens. Basically, I would say our mind is brain is a computer, biocomputer. It's nothing more than a biocomputer. It has a data, it does the data processing, it has certain models about the world, people, and these models are taken as real. And programs are built unconsciously. So questioning the model, questioning the assumptions behind the model, starts collapsing the model.
There are no assumptions, intellectually speaking. As I said, I don't even know whether there is past and future. Words come,
Yes.
right? And they tell me that there is past, future, there is brain, there is this, there is that, all that. When those words don't come, there is no brain. There is no you, no me, no nothing.
Correct.
Right? Now, so this is all clear. Sometimes it's so clear that then there is nothing, there is nothing.
Correct.
So there is nothing.
Correct.
Now, the word that you used earlier on, how to let it, make it more sink in life, right? This is